Hey spirits, my name is Wraith and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you might not know that I have albinism. And today I asked some of you guys some questions you might have for me because I have albinism. So let's get straight to answering them. One of the first questions we got is, what is albinism? That is from @Bahanitisha Arma 2011. Yeah, that's not right at all. Sorry about butchering your name. So explaining what albinism is like a little bit hard because I don't know like the medical minutia of it all, but I'll explain it in my own terms. Basically, albinism is a lack of pigmentation in your skin. Basically, that's why we have such a pale color. Same thing with animals who have albinism. Now, not all the time, but kind of often with albinism, it also affects your eyesight. Also, that's why people with albinism have kind of weird colored eyes, or like gray or red colored eyes. It's because they don't really have an eye color, so their eye color reflects the light that's shining on their eyes. Our next question is from Kylie on TikTok. This question is, what does albinism affect besides the obvious like skin color, hair color, and eyelashes? So a lot of people obviously know that albinism affects your hair color, and that's why you cannot really see my eyebrows. I swear they're there. Same with my eyelashes. I do have eyebrows and eyelashes, you just can't see them. But as I mentioned before, it can also affect your eyesight. I am half blind, but some people may have their eyesight be a little bit better, and some people may have their eyesight be a little bit worse with albinism. I do wear prescription glasses. I'm just honestly too lazy to grab them right now. A lot of people also like to ask me what being half blind is like, because a lot of people think it means that I am like fully blind. I'm not fully blind. I can see most things. It's mainly if something's far away. A lot of people ask me if stuff is blurry. A lot of people have also come up to me and said, how many fingers am I holding up? Unless you're standing a mile away, I know how many fingers we're holding up. It's not anything like that, but it is obviously a little bit harder to see if something is further away. Like if, for example, I'm in school, it can be really difficult for me to like see the board and the words on that. And so I get accommodations in school because of that. Our next question comes from TikTok user, whoa, what? I don't know if I got all that right, but it's something like that. And the question is it something you're born with? Yes, albinism is something you're born with. I don't think I've heard of any cases of somebody developing albinism later on in their life. But as I said, I could be totally wrong. But me and my brother both have albinism, and it was something that we were both born with. Our next question comes from a YouTube user called @InhumanHuman1881. And this question says, do you have light sensitivity? So this is actually a yes. I think most people with albinism have a light sensitivity. I could be wrong. I think it's because of the lack of pigment. So oftentimes you'll see people with albinism wearing sunglasses or hats outside or things like that because we are extra sensitive to light. So walking around in the daylight can be a little bit difficult. Yeah, I know it sounds like we're vampires, and to be honest, we kind of are. Our next question comes from TikTok user Cellulose, I think I'm saying that right, and it's, do you dye your hair, like get really vibrant colors because you started at basically zero? I do dye my hair. If you see right now, there's a little bit of black at the bottom of my hair. There's also a slight yellow tint. It's not because I'm dirty, it's because a little bit ago I dyed my hair yellow. I'll put up some photos of all the hair dye I've done because I dye my hair all the time. It depends on the color because sometimes they fade kind of fast. Like the yellow faded very fast. It was like a very bright, vibrant yellow though. Black stays in my hair for years. I had black in my hair once and it stayed there for like 3 years. I could not get it out. So with darker colors, they stay very long. Lighter colors, they don't stay as long, but when I first get the really vibrant colors, they are like so vibrant. Like I had this crazy yellow hair. I literally looked like a minion. It was really cool, but it does fade fast when it is a lighter color. Okay, someone just commented, you are very pretty. I just wanted to say thanks. That's not a question, but thank you. I appreciate it. Axel Salas on TikTok asks, how do you like your pizza? If I'm honest with you, I'm kind of basic. I just like plain cheese. Thanks for asking. Our next question comes from the Astral Bunny on TikTok, and this question says, I'm writing an albinistic character, which by the way, so cool. I've never seen an albino character like recognized. Like, there's been characters with white hair, but no one's ever been like, this character has albinism, so that's super cool. Is it true sometimes sunlight can cause more issues than someone without it, or is that just a myth? So I've talked about this a little bit. As I said, we are very sensitive to light, so even sometimes just like fluorescent lights inside can kind of hurt your eyes and kind of strain them. So it is true that it does affect us more. That's why normally you'll wear a hat or sunglasses, as well as the fact of because our skin is so pale, we can burn really easily in the sunlight. Yeah, as I said, we are essentially vampires. Our next question comes from YouTube from user @yippie608. This question says, do you ever get weird looks, hopefully not offensive, and what ethnicity are you? Not offensive at all. So I can answer this. Funnily enough, I think I have gotten weird looks before. However, I'm too blind to notice it, so sometimes other people, like my family members and my mom and my dad, would notice stuff like that, and they would get upset for me and my brother, because my brother also has albinism. But me and my brother normally can't tell when people are looking at us. I actually have a problem of, I think people are staring at me all the time, but I can never tell because I can't tell if they're looking in my direction or if they're actually looking at me because I can't really see their pupils that well. So I think I've probably gotten weird looks, but to be honest, I haven't really noticed. So to answer the second half of that question, I am half white. There's like a bunch of different stuff. There's like Polish and like a little bit of Irish and Dutch, a lot of that. And then I am a quarter Mexican and I am a quarter Vietnamese. Our last question is from YouTube user Miwa Gotcha. This question says, do you get asked out like on dates very often? Because girl, you're freaking gorgeous. I'm jealous. I swear I didn't write that comment. Thank you so much. You guys are way too nice to me. No, I do not get asked out on dates very often. I wish that'd make my life a lot easier, but I'm a little shy and standoffish in the real world, I guess. So I don't typically get asked out on dates, but thank you for thinking I do. That's so nice of you. As we come to an end on this video, I want you guys to put some more questions in the comments. If like you've thought of any other questions or anything you want to ask me about having albinism, let me know. I'm going to try to answer as many comments as I can. And also I want to answer a few questions that people did not ask me, but I have gotten asked before. So I think people might be wondering some similar things. So my first thing that I want to talk about is my cane. All right, don't mind the fact that I'm in my pajamas. You can't really see it. This is my cane. A lot of people assume that if you have a cane, it means that you are fully blind. That is incorrect. The red part of this cane actually just means you have like lower vision. So technically, I don't need this cane. A lot of people ask me, do you need that? Can you not see that good? All this kind of stuff. This cane is used on rougher terrain normally. It's pretty tall. It's got a marshmallow tip. There's different cane tip types, like depending. But this is my cane. I normally use it when I'm in a new environment because I want to be careful of tripping or stairs that I can't see super well. But normally I don't need this. I can see everything around me perfectly. It's just for rougher environments or new places that might have some weird terrain that I need to watch out for. That was kind of all that I wanted to talk about, is just my cane and why I use it, because a lot of people ask me stuff like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any more questions, please leave them down below. If I get enough questions, maybe I'll make a part 2 and I'll answer some more questions about having albinism. But I hope you guys have learned something. I hope this video has been enjoyable. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, so I know that you want more of it. Thank you for watching. This has been Wraith, and I will see you next time in the graveyard. Bye. Toodles.